Alright, hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another Princess Connect Redive video, and today I'm going to be showcasing the brand new character who just got a unique equipment and who I think is probably either the second or the best physical attacker in the game, only next to Christina. It's the character you see on screen right here, Ray. Now, Ray with unique equipment is absolutely ridiculous. They gave her one special thing that took her from an average, underwhelming, just there's better options of physical attackers than her, to just an absolute powerhouse, godly killer. And what's crazy is this character only gets better over time, because then she gets her 6-star, and then her 6-star is absolutely bonkers. Then she gets her other, I think she gets like what, Princess Ray and all that stuff, and she is absolutely crazy as well. So pretty much every Ray form after the 1-year anniversary, since we're about, what, 11 months in right now. So after the 1-year anniversary, Ray gets a massive upgrade. She goes from being one of the worst characters in the entire game to one of the best characters in the entire game with unique equipment, and then she gets her 6-star, and then she becomes absolutely broken. So let's go over what Ray can do. So this is Ray, of course. All of her skills, every skill you can see here, obviously everything is a attack kind of hit. The Union Burst does physical damage, her skill does physical damage, and her counter slash, of course, also does physical damage. So starting off straight with her Union Burst, the Hurricane Slash. Now this Union Burst is going to be doing a lot of damage, 35,000 physical damage to an enemy directly in front. Now obviously that is very, very good. If we go ahead and compare that to a character like, I don't know, let's compare it to Kiori. Where's Kiori at? Who I think is another very hard hitter. Let's get her up to 117 so we can match it. And Kiori will be doing 35,419 damage to an enemy directly in front. So as you can see, the damage is actually a little bit higher on our Ray. It's only like, what, a 400 damage difference, but then basically you could say the Union Burst hit almost the exact same. Which is very, very good. So I'm very impressed with the amount of damage that Ray's Union Burst can do. Now this, we're going to go over her counter slash. We're going to go over Unique Equipment last. Unique Equipment is her most important skill. We're going to go over her counter slash first. Now her counter slash is pretty decent. She has the same problem that Exjino has, where Exjino, she also has a counter ability in her kit, okay? Exjino has this a counter ability where if she gets hit, she will take some damage, but then she'll deal out some more damage on top of it. Now, the problem with this ability is it doesn't really give you much damage back. I think Exjino probably has the best counter ability, where she does 7,000 physical damage to an enemy directly in front, then she does 4,740 damage to an enemy in range, and then she boosts her own physical attack by 616. Now this is obviously very good. Now keep in mind, my Exjino is only at level 111, so the numbers are, of course, a little bit down. But she gives herself physical attack, and she also does an AoE damage on top of her doing normal damage as well, which is really, really good. So I feel like Exjino definitely does have the better counter skill when it comes to that. Now, her counter slash also boosts the damage dealt based on the damage taken while in the pre-attack stance. So whenever she pops her counter ability, you're gonna see her. She does like this little guard thing. She puts her sword up like this, and whenever she gets hit, whatever damage it takes, she boosts that damage and deals it right back to the enemy. And that's honestly really, really good. As I said, the only downside I see is that you never really get to get this off, because either the characters are just not tanky enough, or it just doesn't do enough damage. Like Akino's just does not do enough damage. This one I don't say does enough damage as well either. It's a nice little ability to have, but it's nothing too crazy. And obviously when they get their 6-star, Exjino, when she gets her 6-star, that counter ability becomes absolutely dirty. That's a broken ability on Exjino. Exjino with their 6-star basically just becomes broken, right? But until then, she's an average kind of, the skill is kind of average. This one I'd say is probably maybe a little bit better, or they're kind of equal. But what makes this counter so good is that the fact that she got her unique equipment gives her the Wind Thrust Plus. Now, before, what this used to do is all it did was it did moderate physical damage to the enemy directly in front. Now with the unique equipment, he's also going to be lowering the physical defense of the enemy directly in front by a small amount, and that number being 71, which I think is the same amount of defensive shred that June will be providing on her little armor breaker ability. If we can go that and compare that really quickly, she does 71 as well. So yeah, it's literally the exact same defense shred amount that Ray does that June will be doing. So it's honestly really, really good, and it's going to take her damage even further beyond, because on top of her already getting buffed up stats from her unique equipment, because unique equipment will be providing her with 708 physical attack as well as 800 HP as well. This is of course completely maxed out at level 130. So on top of her already getting a pretty nice massive buff to her own physical attack, and a little buff to her HP as well to make her a little bit tankier, she is becoming very, very powerful, as you can tell. The Wind Thrust plus the physical defense shredding will really, really accelerate your damage further beyond. And obviously the EX skill, boosting your own max HP by 1,000 and boosting your own physical attack by 1,000, since we have the equipment as well. And that's really going to help out your damage and your survivability as well. Now, if we take a look at her stats here, as you can see, 228 physical defense, very good, and 175 magic defense, very good as well. Once again, if I want to go ahead and compare this to a character like Kiori, I know Kiori for a fact definitely has way less magic defense than our girl Ray here. She has 200 physical defense, which is really solid, and then she has only 131 physical defense, and her HP is at 18,688. Compare that to a character like Ray, and Ray over here is going to be having over 24,000 HP at the start of turn, before the battle even starts. Keep in mind, she also gets extra HP on her EX skill. She gets an extra 1,000. So basically, that's over 25,000 HP, 228 physical defense, and 175 magic defense. She's overall tankier, way tankier than Kiori will ever be. Higher defenses all around across the board, and higher HP, much higher HP. On top of her already defensive shredding and doing extra stuff, I feel like she definitely will be the Kiori killer, and definitely a replacement for Kiori in the next upcoming clan battles. So since we do not have clan battle at the current moment, it's going to be coming out in a few days here, I'm going to be going ahead and taking Ray into Dungeon, because I feel like Dungeon is the next best mode that we can really take her in. So I'm quickly going to accelerate us to the boss fight as fast as I possibly can. Peck Green and Ray with an equipment now together work very, very well. Ray, basically, now that you have Christina, who also provides defensive shred to herself, the characters that give themselves, like the physical DPS that gives themselves defensive shred by themselves and they don't require Makoto, like Christina and Ray now, are very broken, because they don't require another character, especially a character like Makoto, who is almost a must, even though you still want to probably run Makoto with them, because Makoto gives so much extra damage because of her shredding, it's bonkers. Even though she does all that and provides all that, they still do not require it because of the fact that they give it on their own skill, which I find to be absolutely ridiculous. And what really makes Ray and a character like Ray and Christina broken is because of just the pure amount of damage they can do by themselves without requiring another a utility character on the squad or a debuffer on the squad, which I think is really, really cool. Okay, so the boss has 2.5 million HP, so I'm kind of curious to see how much damage we'd actually do to this boss. I feel like we're going to be doing somewhere around, I don't know, a million to 1.2 million-ish damage. It's going to be a very, very high amount of damage. Christina and Ray together are a very deadly combo, and I feel like, honestly, this might be better than just running Makoto with Christina instead, because I feel like you probably get extra damage. Maybe it's not a big damage difference. Maybe you only get an extra maybe 100,000, 200,000-ish damage. But as you can see, I mean, the damage we are currently doing is absolutely bonkers. We've almost done half of this guy's health with these Union Bursts here. And there we go. That is the first team complete. And he had 2.5 million health at the start. Let's see how much we did. Ready? Damage report. Let's go ahead and check it out. 579,000 with Christina. 432,000 with our girl Ray. Just off the bat, with those two alone, that's over a million damage. So the total damage that we did, combining every other character, was over 1.3 million, about 1.27 million if you want to be exact, but 1.27 million damage with Christina and Ray, with Yukari, Peckering with the equipment, of course, and Simmer Kokoro. Very, very, very high amounts of damage. So I feel like that is very respectable. And obviously, I feel like Christina is still probably the best character in the entire game. So comparing her damage to Ray, I don't feel like it really is too fair when you're guaranteed critting on almost every single attack. However, that damage really, really impressed me. She was almost, what, about 100,000 or less than 100,000 off from the Christina. Even though Christina is guaranteed critting, I would say that's probably a pretty impressive kind of thing to do with their unique equipment there. And I don't know, man. Considering she gets better from this and she gets her 6 stars and she becomes even more broken, I can't really believe it, because right now I feel like she is in a spot where she will just permanently carry your damage as a DPS character. If you don't have Christina, Ray is definitely a good option. You start her off as a 1-star and you build her all the way up. And considering she literally is a 1-star at start, and she's comparing to characters like Christina, I don't know. I feel that's absolutely a monstrous W. So there we go. Let me know what you guys think of our girl Ray with unique equipment down in the comment section down below. Do you think Ray now is the best non-Gala, Princess Gala character in the entire game when it comes to physical attack damage? Obviously, when we get Weemly, she's going to be probably even better than Christina, and maybe she's on the same tier as Christina. However, obviously, Weemly and every other physical attack that comes out that's a Princess Gala character will probably be better than Ray with the equipment until she gets her 6 stars. But I feel like in terms of a non-limited 1-star character, definitely the best. I feel like, is she better than almost every 2-star character? 100%. Is she better than almost every 3-star character? I'd say she's probably better than about 95% of all the 3-star characters in the entire game. So there we go. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys all have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace out. And I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye, everyone.